So I wish that uh, young people understand that, yeah, listen, you can pursue lottery tickets, you can pursue entrepreneurial dreams, you can do all of that. That's fine. But on the side, keep this going. And
And
just
started early.
let it be boring, let it be a and whatever, and that's it. Uh, the tortoise is going to win the race.
Hello guys. In this videos Mohnish will teach us how to become wealthy. This video discusses the concept of compounding and the three key variables that influence its effectiveness: starting capital, annual rate of return, and the length of the investment period, runway. Mohnish laments that compounding, particularly from an investing perspective, isn't taught more widely in schools, despite its simplicity and importance.
So I wish in high schools or even middle school, compounding was part of the curriculum from an investing point of view, and just it's really simple, but the people don't pay attention to the math. There are three variables that matter with compounding, right? I mean, one is the starting capital you have. The second is the annualized rate of return you get, and the third is the length of the runway, right?
The analysis highlights three key factors. 1. Starting capital. The initial amount of money you invest plays a crucial role in how much wealth you can accumulate over time. More capital at the beginning can lead to greater returns due to the exponential nature of compounding. 2. Annualized rate of return. This refers to the yearly percentage increase in the value of the investment. A higher rate of return accelerates the growth of your investment. The speaker notes that people often overlook the math behind this factor, even though it's critical for long-term wealth accumulation. 3. Length of runway, time. The duration for which the investment is allowed to grow is also essential. The longer the runway, the more time compounding has to work its magic. This is where the rule of 72 inches comes in, which is a quick formula to estimate how long it will take for an investment to double, given a fixed annual rate of return. Overall, Mohnish underscores the importance of understanding these three variables, suggesting that more emphasis on compounding in educational curricula could lead to better financial literacy and wealth-building habits.
Now, there's something known as the rule of 72. So
Explain
the
it.
rule of 72 is just a mathematical quirk that happens to work. So for example, if I'm getting a 7% return a year and I want to know how long is it going to take for this money to double, I can take 72 divided by 7. It's approximately 10.
10
It's
years
going
to
to take 10
double.
years, right? Now, if I have a 10% interest rate that I'm getting, and again, if I do 72 divided by 10, it's 7 years. So you can switch between the years or the interest rate, and it tells you the other one.
Right.
And this is the most important thing in life is how long does something take to double? Okay, because that basically leads to everything else. So, for example, if you look at someone like Warren Buffett, right? He started his compounding journey when he was like 10 or 11 years old. I think he would say it's when he was 7 years old. He's going to be 94 this year. Okay, that's a 87-year runway so far, right? Now, the thing is that if you have a really long runway, then a low rate of compounding would still get you a big number. Or if you have a shorter runway and a higher rate, would again get you the same result. So it's very important in life, and that's why I think that I wish they do this in high school, is to start that engine early.
This video delves into the rule of 72, a useful mathematical rule that helps investors quickly estimate how long it will take for an investment to double, given a specific annual rate of return. The Mohnish emphasizes the simplicity and practicality of this rule, illustrating its significance in understanding compounding over time. Key points. 1. Rule of 72. The rule is explained as a simple formula where you divide 72 by the annual return rate to estimate the number of years required for an investment to double. For instance, a 7% return would double your money in about 10 years, 72 sevenths approximately equals 10, while a 10% return would double it in approximately 7 years. 72 divided by 10 equals 7. 2. Importance of doubling time. Mohnish highlights that understanding how long it takes for money to double is crucial in life. This is because the time it takes for an investment to double significantly impacts long-term wealth accumulation. The ability to estimate this period quickly allows investors to make more informed decisions. 3. Warren Buffett example. Warren Buffett is used as an example to illustrate the power of a long investment runway. Starting his investment journey at a very young age, around 10 or even 7 years old, Buffett has had an exceptionally long runway of nearly 87 years by the time he's 94. This extended period allows even modest rates of return to result in significant wealth due to compounding. 4. Runway and rate of return. Mohnish stresses that both the length of the investment period, runway, and the rate of return are critical. A long runway with a modest rate of return can still lead to substantial wealth, just as a shorter runway with a higher return rate can achieve similar results. Conclusion. Mohnish suggests that the rule of 72 and the concept of compounding should be taught early in life, ideally in high school, to help people start investing early. The earlier one begins to invest, the longer the runway, and the greater the potential for compounding to work its magic, leading to significant financial growth over time. This underscores the value of financial literacy and the power of starting early in the investment journey.
So, for example, let's take a situation of someone who's just finished college, right? At 22 years old, they got some job, maybe like making like, 70, 80,000 a year or something, and they put away $10,000 in their 401k, right? They're 22 years old in an index, right? The index has done 10% a year. Now, what that means is the 10% a year means that 10,000 will double every 7 years. So let's take a situation where the person is now 64 years old, right? Now they started at 22, it's 64, so it's 42 years. 42 years is 6 doubles, right? I do this to make it easy.
Right.
Okay, so 6 doubles, right? That's 2 to the power of 6. 2 to the power of 6 is 64. So that 10,000 that the person saved at 22 is 640,000 at 64. But that's not all they have. At 23, they save 11,000. That's again sitting at some big number.
Right.
And you keep going. And sometimes we see these news articles. There's some guy who's a janitor of some college, and he gives $4 million to the college and lived in a 1-bedroom apartment, whatever, right? Why are we surprised? Okay, if you actually run the math, he actually didn't even save that much. And he didn't even have such a great compounding engine. It's not like he found Apple 20 years ago or something. That's not what happened. What happened was that there was a consistency. And so actually my pushback to my dad when he was telling me to start a business is I was telling him at that time, I said, look, I got a 401k. I got 30,000 in the 401k, right? I'm continuing to put 15% a year. My employer at that time was matching the first 2%. So it was becoming 17%, tax-free basically. It's tax deferred. And my income's going up over time. So when I first started working, my salary was 31,000, right? So I'm saving 4,500 a year, right? But if I was still working, my pay would have been hundreds of thousands or more. And I'm putting away a lot of money. So by the time I get to retirement, it's like, it's game over. Right. Lots of extra cash available, no problem. And I never missed the money because it was pre-tax, taken out. So it's just great. So I think I wish that young people understand that, yeah, listen, you can pursue lottery tickets, you can pursue entrepreneurial dreams, you can do all of that. That's fine. But on the side, keep this going.
and started early.
Let it be boring. Let it be a stupid index fund, Vanguard, and whatever, and that's it. The tortoise is going to win the race.
This last part offers a practical and insightful perspective on long-term investing, emphasizing the power of consistent, disciplined savings and the impact of compounding over time. Mohnish provides a clear example of how even modest savings can grow significantly over several decades, especially when invested in a simple, low-cost index fund. Key points. 1. Starting early. Mohnish highlights the importance of starting to invest as early as possible. Using the example of a 22-year-old who begins contributing to a 401k with $10,000, the speaker illustrates how, with a 10% annual return, that amount can grow to $640,000 by age 64. This demonstrates the power of compounding over a long period, where small amounts saved early on can multiply substantially. 2. Consistent saving. Mohnish emphasizes the value of consistent saving, even if the initial amount seems small. By saving regularly, the individual in the example not only grows their initial investment but continues to build wealth over time. This approach is contrasted with more risky or speculative financial strategies, suggesting that steady, disciplined investing is more reliable for long-term wealth building. 3. The tortoise wins the race. The analogy of the tortoise winning the race reflects the speaker's belief that slow and steady saving and investing, particularly in a boring index fund, will ultimately lead to financial success. Mohnish suggests that while pursuing entrepreneurial dreams or taking risks is fine, it should be balanced with a consistent and conservative investment strategy. 4. The power of employer matching. Mohnish also mentions the benefits of employer matching in a 401k plan, which effectively increases the return on investment. This highlights the importance of taking full advantage of any employer-provided benefits as part of a broader investment strategy. 5. Financial independence. By the time he would reach retirement, the strategy of consistent saving and investing would result in game over in terms of financial security, meaning they would have ample wealth to live comfortably. This is achieved through the power of compound interest, tax advantages, and long-term discipline. Conclusion. Mohnish's message is a compelling endorsement of the slow and steady approach to wealth building. By starting early, saving consistently, and leveraging the power of compounding, individuals can achieve significant financial success without needing to take on excessive risk. This strategy is particularly relevant for young people, who have the time horizon necessary to fully benefit from these principles. He also underscores the value of simplicity in investing, advocating for low-cost index funds as a reliable way to grow wealth over the long term.
Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit the like button and to subscribe if you haven't done it already.